Resilient Queen, you are beautiful, you are strong, you are resilient, you are capable. You are not the scars, the hurt, or the pain. You are so much more, and you are more than enough. You have everything you need to level up, faith up, and bounce back into the ring of life. Come here, girl. Let me fix your crown. There you go. Looks good. Resilient Queen, let's go.
Welcome back to the Diary of a Resilient Queen podcast. This is your girl Tony, and I am so excited to be here with you. First off, you know your girl is a new mommy. So right now I am in this phase where I'm transitioning and trying to find the little pockets of time during nap time and nighttime to with little Sunny, my baby girl, trying to figure out, how I can still show up for the things that I love to do. And one thing that is just empowering and encouraging you ladies when it comes to the podcast, to our support group, and just our whole community. So here I am. You might hear some background noise trying to get this done while Sunny's sleeping. So we are continuing our Doing Hard Things series, and I am so excited because it's like I love to go through things because I feel like everything God puts me through, it allows me to be here with you ladies. It allows me the opportunity to feel it, to feel what some of the ladies in the community are going through, to feel what it is to be, walking out of your trauma, overcoming your trauma, the steps that you're actually taking to get to the next step. So I am here. I am living it with you. I love to be in that position. I love that God puts me in that position because I love to come from a very transparent place. So this week is going to be one that I pray that you really take it to heart, take it before God, and really take it before yourself as well. Like, you really need to sit with yourself on this topic. And it is to live your life. Sometimes when we experience trauma, we stop living. We stop being present. We stop showing up for the life that we desire, the life that we see, the life that we think we do not deserve. Okay? I'm gonna repeat it again. The life that we think that we do not deserve. And honestly, that is not fair to you, for you to be continuing suffering and you're walking out your healing journey and you're moving to the next step. It's not fair to you. So now you have to take a little bit of extra steps to make sure that you're showing up, to make sure that you're actually living your life intentionally. And I know that that's something that, when we're going through so much to overcome our trauma, we're doing so much to be in this better place, and every day isn't easy. So it's literally it feels like daily work when you're overcoming your trauma. But it doesn't have to, because a lot of the times we are so focused on the journaling or going to therapy, growing our spirituality or our relationship with God, and all of that, is required. And I believe that it's beautiful to work on yourself in those areas, or to push yourself and do the work that you need to heal. But also you need to learn how to get out of that box of, trying to just work your way out of what you're going through and what you've been through, and learn how to have fun, learn how to live well, learn what it is to wake up each day and enjoy life. Try to get to that point. And that's one thing that I had to learn, because I was continuing to, okay, I got to do the work. I got to be better. I got to be healed. I got to get to this place where I'm above my circumstances. I got to get out of this negative mindset. Do the work, journal. Okay, I got to wake up at this time. You get so caught up in the routine of life, and you get so caught up in the routine of maybe one day I'll get better. But you are, each day you're healing. You're walking out your journey. You're walking it out. You're doing this. Each day you're getting better. When you're continuing to wake up, you still have more purpose. So once you accept that, okay, I need to be content in where I'm at. I need to start enjoying life. I need to be present. Because that's the thing. That's the objective. To be present. You are the gift. Be present. It's okay to know that some things happened that was a little rocky and shaky in the past and you can't change it. But what you can change is how you live for today. What you can change is how your mindset is today. What you can change is how you think about things in the present, how you choose to live in the present, how you're having fun in the present. And when you're focusing on the present and you're focusing on today, you're going to feel fulfilled. You're going to feel blessed. You're going to feel everything that you need to feel in that day. Our worries and those anxieties, those things for tomorrow, leave that for tomorrow. Tomorrow is God's. I'm telling you, like, that's God's job. God will provide the way. God has the plan. You have to leave that with God. The only thing that when you woke up this morning, the only thing that you are to show up to today is your life today. You can't worry about tomorrow. You can't even worry about years from now. You can't worry about the future. What you can do is set the attention to live for today. So, in doing that, find ways that you can start to live better. Maybe it's you waking up early so that you can spend more time with yourself. Maybe it's staying up an hour later so that you can have that self-care time. I know with my transition and being a new mom, I'm having to pick and choose sometimes when it comes to getting up early and staying up late. It's based off of my baby's sleep schedule, or whenever, they go through a lot of changes during this time. So I kind of keep it a little flexible. And at this time, sometimes I'm pushing myself to wake up early so that I can have that quiet time with God, so that I can just hear my thoughts in the morning, just experience some stillness. Okay, so because everybody sleep, my husband sleep, my baby sleep, I get to experience stillness. So I love experiencing that quiet time and stillness, honestly. I've always been that way, because I used to be a girl who used to wake up at 4 a.m. just to experience the stillness, and I love it. So, and one thing that I am going to encourage myself now to do, now that I see that I have so many racing thoughts, I'm actually in the season of challenging myself to get back to meditating, and in a sense of just sitting and allowing, praying and sitting, because I used to do that a lot, and I remember how calmer my spirit was, how calmer I was as an individual and as a person. So now I'm challenging myself. Let me get back to that place. Let me get back to being calm. Let me get back to a place where, I'm not all over the place. I'm not scattered. Because now I feel like my brain and everything is scattered. And I'm a person who gets a lot of ideas. And if I stay there scattered, I will stay there. Trust me. So I'm like, okay, now that I'm at this place, let me try something different. And if that means me being, having to meditate and take that extra hour each morning, I'm gonna have to do that. I might have to start off slow, waking myself up maybe 15 minutes this day, 15 minutes earlier the next day, and do it gradually, because I'm learning to, give myself grace. So I'm learning to gradually make changes and not just cold turkey go into things, because that's just not my life right now. Okay. So we covered the living well piece. What about having fun? Listen, you already dealing with the pain, the hurt, the trauma, healing. It's already a lot. It's already a lot. Okay. It's a lot with unpacking. It's a lot with unlearning. It's a lot with learning new habits. It's a lot with, continuing to encourage yourself and continuing to go to the next step. If you're going to therapy, it's a lot. So you have to find ways to balance all of that. Have fun. You get this life. Have fun. Have fun. So, you may have to do some soul searching. You may have to, go on Pinterest. That's what I do, and look up different things to do. You may have to schedule in some things until fun becomes natural to you, because fun wasn't really a natural thing to me because of my past. So now I'm actually challenging myself, whether it's to have family days, things that I know is going to serve me and help me, because it's going to help me with healing, but at the same time I get to have fun. I get to, like, one thing that I know that I do with my husband and my baby girl is we do family Fridays. So we find something to do, even if it's just going to the park and blowing bubbles, or we may in the future, what I'm planning is we may go to the zoo, go to the aquarium, just getting out to just do different things as a family, because at the end of the day, it's going to redefine my whole insight on family, because that was very traumatic for me. But at the same time, I get to get out and have fun. Now, aside from that, one thing I am challenging myself, which is very hard because I'm a whole mama, but I'm challenging myself to at least get a few days out during the month away from, you know, away from my husband and my baby girl, just being able to step out and give myself that self-care, being able to have just, even if it's an hour or two, or maybe a half a day, or maybe a day one day, maybe I can work up to that, to have fun and enjoy me, being me. Because as long as I'm well, I can show up and be the woman that I was called to be. I can show up and be the mom that I was called to be. I can show up and be the wife that I'm called to be. I can do those things. And also the minister that I'm called to be. I can do those things, once I'm well. So I'm learning now how to try to plan those things ahead of time so that I can have that fun and I can be well, because it is so important. And I believe that this whole postpartum journey has really taught me that I have to really pour into myself, and I may have to take the extra steps to do it, but I really have to pour into who I am as a woman. I really have to work extra hard when it comes to living well. Like, I have to really embody how I'm living every day. Yes, I want to show up for the ministry, the podcast, serving women. I want to show up for you ladies. I really do. I want to show up as a good mom. I want to show up as a good wife. I want to show up just as a good person in life. But for me to do all of that, I have to show up for myself. And I have to show up in a way that requires me to be with me a lot. And I know that a lot of you ladies feel that, because we go through different stages in life where we have to revisit us. And I'm not talking about just, oh, I'm just sitting here with myself getting my nails done, or I'm just doing this, or I'm doing that, and I'm on the go, I'm doing this for my family. No, you have to really face yourself. And I'm talking about outside of responsibilities, outside of any positions, outside of any callings. You have to, like, take away all your positions, everything that makes you as far as titles, and you really have to have a real check-in and reflection with yourself. And when I tell you that it's so needed, especially post-trauma, it's needed to see where you're working on yourself and see where you're not, where you're kind of need some areas of improvement. So that's where I have been, really in an area where, and it's crazy, I don't want to say this, but it's probably the easiest and the best way to explain. Like, this season is me versus me. So I'm becoming a better me. It's the old me versus the new me. And I'm getting to the other side of that tunnel. Regardless of how I feel, regardless of the negative attacks that may try to come, regardless of like anything that I'm working through that may come to attack what I'm trying to get to, I got to get on the other side of the tunnel. Okay? That light that I see on the other side of the tunnel when I'm walking through the darkness and stuff, and I'm walking through working on myself, it's so much bigger. That light looks small now, but it's so much bigger once you get out the tunnel. It's a whole life outside that's waiting for you, and God has called you to that. And sometimes And I noticed to be true because I'm currently going through it, and I've been going through it as I've been doing the work on myself all these years for getting over my trauma. But this is what it requires. That other side, all this stuff that you're going through, God has already called us to that. We have been freed. Okay, we are free in Christ. Like, literally, the day that you know, and in your heart you know that you have been freed. I'm talking about, like, it blows my mind, because the day that I knew that I was free and that nobody could hold anything against me, I remember it being just so revolutionary. I remember it being revolutionary to the point where my whole life did a 360. And I just couldn't even believe it, because I was like, wow, I'm living this life. But I was still battling mind games. I was still battling things that really hurt me. I was still battling times that left me low. I was still battling what people said, what people did. And at the end of the day, God freed me from that. I wasn't that person anymore. Now I had to do the work to believe that within myself. Getting to the other side of the tunnel, getting to the light, getting to living that person, getting to adding up to be that person, getting myself the character. And I just love that this is one thing that God told me during this season, is the waiting season is the character building season. I said, oh God, you're developing me. Even in the darkest valley, you're developing me. You're making me whole. You're growing me. And I couldn't even see it. And that's encouragement for somebody, and I don't know who, but it's okay that you're waiting on things right now, because God is preparing you. God is developing the you that's on the other side of the tunnel. God's making you stronger for that season. God's preparing you for that chapter. God's going to bless you, and you got to be prepared and ready for the blessing. So, whatever you do, push through and do your best, okay? Because I believe little Miss Sunny is waking up. So I'm so excited, because I know that this series is really going to bless someone who is going through a hard season, someone who needs to push through and do the hard things. And trust me, I know it. I've been there. I am your resilient queen sister. We are going through this resilience and faith journey together. I love you, and remember to keep your head high and your faith even higher. Talk to you next week. Bye.